Welcome to the new garage. We have officially moved, which means, well, we had to take down the old garage, and we have a new garage here that I can show you guys around, and we have a whole lot of setup to do. So let's get into it. So yes, we have moved to a new house still in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm not going to show you all the house in detail, just for privacy's sake, even though 99.9% of you guys are super cool and normal. We have a disaster that we have to sort through in this video and get set up. A lot of sort of decorating I'd also like to get done, but this is the new garage, very generally speaking. Unfortunately, one downside, we are in an older house now, which means that the washer and dryer are in the garage, but I think we can work around it, and we've got a good bit of space over here that we can hopefully create something nice like we had in the old garage. And one of the really nice perks of the new house is out over here. Excuse the mess, we have a water softener that needs to be installed, but take a look at this side yard we have. So currently, we had to trim the trees this weekend as part of the move-in, so that's just sitting over there for now. But check out all of this space to park cars. Eventually, I'd like to move this wall forward and put an RV gate in here, so that way this is enclosed. But for now, this is where the 900 is going to be hanging out, so that way it is not in the way. But this is super nice to have this huge side yard here, one of my personal selling points of this new house. But yes, as you can see, just disaster upon disaster of so much stuff that we need to set up. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. I think the first thing we need to do is kind of move the 9.3 out of the garage and kind of separate everything out and see where we're going to put it. I think we'll do hopefully one of the workbenches here, one of the shelves over here, and also my toolbox in this corner. Those are the three big things I want to fit in this corner. Let's see if we can do that.
The wolf, she cries at night. A breath had born in the black wind where the shadows lie. Deep inside despair, our hearts grow fierce, our minds aware. We carry on, we carry on.
A lot of you might be wondering why even move, and well, the reasons for that have nothing to do with YouTube, so I won't really get into them, but just from a house perspective, this house is in a much nicer area. It's also a little bit bigger than our old house, which we will be renting out, among countless other things I'm not going to get into in this video, but I was able to very, very tightly fit that in there. So let's keep moving on with this shelving, and fingers crossed we can make this work.
It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always quiet before the storm. We are not afraid. We journey on the road to tomorrow that hope has
Quite a bit of time has passed, but we have everything in the garage. Now you might be noticing there is less stuff in here than there was in the old garage. A couple reasons for that. Number one was the huge part sale I did a few weeks back. And number two is we're actually going to be building a pretty large storage shed, at least large to me, probably like 120 square feet in the rear yard to store a lot of the non-garage stuff. Like we had a bunch of camping stuff and like non-car related things in the garage. So now it's just car related things, which as you can see opens up some space for some additional things. But setup over here, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. We got the trash can, just kind of everything that was on here before is kind of here. Some of it's reorganized a bit, but it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So I actually still have a very important piece missing, which is all of my license plates and other wall decor. You can see there are probably almost 100 license plates in here. So I'm going to actually show you guys an older clip from taking down a lot of the stuff in the old garage. Then we'll hang up all this new stuff at a later date because I have 1,000 other things I need to do inside here with the new house.
Flashback. End of flashback.
So we have 52 US plates and 14 European plates. By the way, if you see a state here that you live in or have a license plate for that's not included, feel free to reach out, send me a DM. I'd love to have it for my collection. For example, all these plates that I have written the owners on the back. So this one's from Keith. So if you have one you'd like to send out, please DM me on Instagram. I'd love to have it. But this is kind of what I'm thinking for where we put all this. So in the last garage, we had the kind of workbench set up in this area, like I mentioned. And then over on this wall was where all my license plates were. And so when I was filming stuff in the garage, this is what was in the background. I don't really love that idea for this garage because I love this brick wall here, whereas this is all drywall. And also I just want to try something different. So given the measurements and dimensions of the plates, I'm kind of thinking what's going to work best is doing 2 rows of the European plates right here and then putting all of the US plates along here. Now the only problem that creates is I have this Saab banner. I'll put a picture of it on the screen of what it looks like. And I also have this little bottle cap thing. This I'm less worried about because I think it'll fit pretty nicely like right up here. But I don't have a place for this because if I put it right here, it technically will fit, but it's not going to give me enough room to put all my US plates right here. And I obviously plan on getting more in the future. So I want to have room to expand. So this cannot go there, which means it's going to have to go over there. So this I think I'll tackle last. Last thing before I get started, we're going to be mounting all of the US plates with nails. Now, in the past, I had mounted every single plate with command strips. Super easy to set up, honestly easier than the nails are going to be. The only problem is over time, they kind of start to get crooked, or as you saw in a recent video, sometimes they just fall off from the heat here. And so I'm going to be using nails for all the US plates. Unfortunately, the European plates do not have holes built into them, so I'll still use command strips for those. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to measure these out the best I can and hopefully get a nice, perfect, straight setup. That was 3 hours of time lapse that y'all just watched. And I have to say, I am so happy with how this turned out. I think using the nails on these, although as you saw in the time lapse was extremely tedious measuring it, it just looks so, so good. I'm not gonna have to worry about them twisting over time or not looking straight. These ones are still command stripped on, so for now they look super straight. I think over time they're gonna twist one way or the other, and so I'll have to adjust them from time to time. I did luck out. Unfortunately, I'm just a hair short on space with this shelf here. I did have some smaller plates, so I could put one of those right here. But again, if you guys have any plates you'd like to send me, look at the states and countries that are here right now if you want to pause the video. If you don't see your state and you have a plate you're willing to send me, please reach out. I'd really appreciate it. It's just so cool to think that every single one of these plates came from one of you guys and your awesome generosity and support. But we've got the workbenches set up. Everything over here is good to go. I do still have the lighting I need to do, which will go up here. I might also do some more lighting towards the back half of the garage, but it's gonna look so, so amazing when it's done. And ignore all the copper pipe for now. We just got a water softener installed yesterday, so that'll be painted white here soon. But yeah, I am so happy with how this turned out. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any suggestions for the new garage, maybe things I could do, please let me know, as well as where you think I could put that poster from earlier. I think really the only place is on this wall, but it would just be out of camera most of the time. But I'll see you next time where we get to working on my 9.3 right here.
Take it easy.